We fix it. Maybe.
We fixed it.
Yeah, I fixed it.
Cool. Maybe.
Okay, I fixed it. Yeah. Well, that's the first 5 minutes wasted.
So, just a quick recap, okay?
Okay, he got kiwis, lemons,
Lemon juice,
yellow onions, garlic, pickled jalapenos, sour pickles, sour cream, cream cheese, 80% dark chocolate.
88% dark chocolate.
Shut up. Pickled artichoke hearts, sour cream Pringles, sour cream and onion, apple cider vinegar, a thing of broccoli. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
But you don't know. This could taste great.
Also, he's got a shirt on that.
Yeah, this is protecting me.
Yeah, it's protecting because he's known for being a slob.
Tie.
I do like the bow tie. I have a bow tie somewhere else. If you want to go in that top black thing, I think it's either in. I think it's in. No, it's not in that one. It's in one to your left. To your left. It's not in there. No. Step to your left. I believe it's in.
That's not a bow tie.
Oh my god! I'm gonna stab you in the face.
With the spoon?
With the spoon, yes. It's in one of those. It's in one of those black squares, possibly. I think there's a red bow tie. It should stand out pretty.
Red?
Yeah, it's red.
All right. Well, if it's red, then I'll notice it. Definitely not going to be in that one.
It might be in that one, towards the bottom.
I see Deadpool socks.
Yeah, I'm a nerd.
And paper clips.
Paperclip boy.
Pretty sure those are the ones too.
I'm pretty sure they are too. Ah! I don't know why I did that. I was looking at something. You found it? Throw me a bow tie. Yeah. I don't know why I reacted so viscerally.
Visceral.
I think my neck. I think I've got a
visceral.
I don't know. I think. Oh wait, no. Let's go 16 and a half. I think that's how big my neck is.
So
I haven't measured my neck in a while.
Here.
I don't know.
There's only about 10, I think.
Oh yeah. My neck is about 16 and a half. Okay. Man, I might make it 6.
A product of Taiwan. Okay, representing Taiwan here.
Yeah, Taiwan. There we go. I think this is my neck.
Do you think the miracle berry itself has a taste?
Oh, what just happened? How did it get bigger on my neck? That doesn't make any sense. Much better. So my neck's like around 16 and a half. What do you mean you need a knife?
It says tape on it.
I thought licking it would get it open. I have a knife. I have multiple knives in my room.
None of them are within an arm's length.
No, we need munch packs.
We do need a munch
But
pack.
you leave in September, which means we won't even get that many munch packs together.
May, June, July, August. That's like 4. But don't forget, we do have to buy the ultimate munch pack.
Don't forget, you need to put $60 aside. Yeah.
Okay. Installation?
No.
Is it?
Are we gonna try some of?
Working too hard. Okay, so we might want a knife.
Go on that one that you were before. That there's got a knife in the bottom. Be careful.
Probably a closed pocket.
It is a closed pocket knife.
So why do I have...
Says lemon, green apple, strawberry, chili pepper, cheese, pineapples, vinegars, and pickles. Believe in the miracle. Share it. Hashtag lemon smile. It should be on the bottom. Yeah.
So wait.
Don't worry. That's not the one I stabbed myself with.
Go through that list again. What does it say that?
Okay.
Hold up. How many of these did I get? Green apple, lemon. I got the lemon. I saw strawberry online. Jalapenos.
I'm just licking it. It does have a green apple taste to it.
Doesn't
Like licking
it's
it.
a little sour. Like it. It's
This
tart.
doesn't look appetizing. One, it's hairy. Why is there a hairy
So
fruit?
you can eat this without eating the hairy part.
Without eating it? Or
Yeah, like there's an easy way to do it. You just
you
get a
skin
spoon.
it.
You get a spoon. No, you don't even have to do that.
Like the seed. Like it just
What you
doesn't
would
look
do-
appetizing.
what
What
you
about
would-
that looks
What you
appetizing?
would do is you would cut a slit here and here, and you would shove the spoon.
It doesn't. What is that flavor?
It's onion flavor.
Ah. What is that flavor? Onion. I don't like this. Why are we doing this?
Nobody would actually in their right mind eat an onion.
You did.
I'm right. What did I say? What did I just say?
No one in the
Nobody
right.
would actually in their right mind.
You know, I gotta really wash down that
How did you get that so quick?
I'm gonna wash down that onion taste.
What did that taste like? Was that good? Does that taste good?
Apple juice and vodka had a baby.
I hate this. I give up.
Ah! Oh god, it's getting worse. It's getting worse.
All right, hold on. Oh, the smell of the onion when you break it open.
Oh, it's getting worse. It's coating my tongue.
Okay, so that. Oh God! People drink that shit?
I don't think it's meant to be drunk, you know?
Nah, people do because.
I don't want to even touch that.
Oh,
That's disgusting.
that's literally just.
Oh, I can't
straight
reach
vinegar
everything.
Mixed with
Apple juice.
cider.
Can you taste? It's got like apple juice, but it burns. That's about the best way to describe it.
Oh God, that was far less pleasant than I was hoping.
Blech.
No, I don't really care for sour cream.
Oh wait, why did I forget what sour cream was?
Why would
Like I just like you just said sour cream, so I literally pictured like just actually sour cream.
Oh yeah, well it is sour.
It's not sour.
It is. Yeah, that's sour.
In what universe is that sour?
Well, it's a dairy product, so it doesn't taste the same when it's sour.
Because dairy affects spice, not sourness.
Maybe we should save the jalapenos. We should be careful because it's spicy. It might ruin the whole thing.
It might.
Do we really need to try the garlic?
I don't. You decide what you want to do. I'm gonna take
an artichoke heart.
Yeah, that's very sour.
Oh no.
What? I can't tell if it's what I just did or smelling that. I hate you. Nobody's hitting me later.
Like these, right?
Oh, these are fantastic.
I do like the taste of these. You want to just take that one? You don't have to eat the whole thing.
Ew, that's disgusting. Oh my God. Nope, not okay. Not okay. I need something. I'm gonna grab this.
Yeah, we should probably have water nearby.
No, I think you gotta suffer.
You don't like that?
Oh my God, that's disgusting. Holy crap!
They put these in salads sometimes.
Huh. That's disgusting. Why would anyone eat any of that?
I don't know.
I can't reach any. So grab me the cream cheese and the chocolate bar.
You've never said those words before.
I've said cream cheese many times, and I've
You
said
know
chocolate bar.
You know what? Give me the knife too. I'm gonna cut this onion. I mean this. Not onion.
You didn't even get like quality cream cheese. You got Stop and Shop value brand.
Who cares?
I do. I'm very particular about my cream cheese. What are you doing?
I cut the lemon.
Open. I don't know how to open this.
Oh, smell that citrus, boy.
This is how I open it? How do I open this? Oh. Okay.
Let's just swallow the seed.
Ah! There was lemon on the knife. I don't like lemon, but I love cream cheese.
All right, hold up.
Ours is not sanitary. I'm licking the knife. I love cream cheese. Cream cheese is so good. I'd gladly take lemon juice over a lemon. The consistency of a lemon bothers me. It's consistencies that bother me. It's not really the food itself or the flavor. It's the consistency.
Are you supposed to poke a hole in there or
I
something?
don't know. Here's a piece of chocolate.
See, this tastes good. Well, that could be partially because of the things we just ate.
Oh, wait. No, there comes the bitterness. A good idea. Did they have instructions?
I looked at the back.
Refrigerate after opening. I can't figure out how to open it, so we're good. Nope, that's not how you. I don't know. There's a tack board out there, so you can grab a tack.
Attack on Titan?
Yep. How'd you know? On the board out the door. Oh man, there's kiwi in my lemon. Like I can't eat this now. Kiwi mixed with lemon? No.
Kiwi and lemon taste pretty similar.
Shut up.
Did I just say similar? They do shit. Probably.
Okay, just leave it in there. We're good.
It's even the color of the lemon.
It is.
This is definitely not what you're supposed to do to open this.
Instant regret. Get it right on your tongue.
That's pretty intense.
You know, I really need to test the sourness of this.
Yeah, me too. Out of everything so far, I am least looking forward to that again.
Oh, so sour.
Bro.
I don't know.
It's mega sour, yo.
It's so sour. And
What happens?
by far, I can't seem to.
Do you think something really bad happens to you if you chug this whole thing? Or do you think it just tastes terrible?
What happens if you drink vinegar?
Like, really? Piece of broccoli couldn't hurt. Do you like broccoli?
Yeah, I like steamed broccoli. Yeah. So what are the instructions on this thing?
It literally just says put in your mouth and dissolve.
Do you not have to wait?
It takes like
20 minutes.
I think what I want to do. We should probably do that right now. Yeah.
Before we do, I want another chip. Just not do this. We'll just do ASMR videos.
Yeah, I guess so. Have you ever seen the ASMR of the pickle?
I don't like pickles. Why would I?
She's eating pickles in the ASMR video, and it's the most disgusting. Here, let me try it.
What is she doing? How does that pickle taste?
Sour.
Well, we need some. I don't know how this works.
Well, it says it right on the package.
I don't know how it works if you've already been eating sour things. Like, you have to wait until your tongue is no longer coated in the
just
sour.
In case.
Are you gonna like lick the paper towel?
Nah, you don't have to do anything. It dissolves in your mouth, and it's like a chemical change that happens.
Okay. Should we just take one, or take two, or take all of them?
Nah, just take one, and it's supposed to last for an hour.
Okay. So, I'm trying not to.
Casey might be able to.
In case
If
you
we
take
give
good
her-
photos.
If we give her instruction, because she knows how to operate the camera. She's in the same class as me.
She knows to press the button.
That's not what I mean. Like changing the ISOs, changing the iris.
But I definitely want to do like photos and stuff. I'm only talking like this because I'm trying to.
You're being strategic.
I am being strategic.
Which spot are you coding the most?
The main face. Figure out what I wanted you to save up $60 for.
So, no. What is that?
I'll give you one hint. 7 feet.
Is it a statue?
7 feet, $120 total. It's edible.
Is it a kangaroo? They're pretty tall.
When we buy it, yeah. I keep wanting to swallow this pill, but I'm like, no, it's got to coat my tongue.
How long does it actually take?
It doesn't say. No. Damn it. I was trying to avoid that.
Acceptable. Mine's almost gone. How is this in any way a choking hazard? So if the miracle berry was the most sour thing in the world, you would never know it. What was it gonna do? No, I was gonna look this up.
I think it's almost gone.
I feel like something has changed in my mouth.
Almost gone. Okay, it's gone. It's completely gone.
A miracle fruit takes a few seconds to fully take effect.
Only a few seconds?
That's what it says here. We recommend anywhere from 30 to 45 seconds for the substance to coat the tongue.
Well, okay.
Well, it's definitely been at least that.
Yeah, well, is yours gone? Nope, it's not gone. Mine's gone. Yours...
Swallow it.
No, don't swallow it. Let it coat your tongue. Let it fully dissolve. We're going to use this to prank people.
I'm done.
You done?
Uh-huh.
It's all gone.
You can't see anything.
What are we gonna start with? Sugar?
Start with the lemon, because that's gonna be the most radical difference. Let me peel it away.
I don't like lemon,
I'm gonna peel it.
so I'm just gonna squirt some lemon juice in my mouth.
Start with acid.
I'm just gonna. That's why I said some sugar.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. My spoon is wet now, so I can't use it for this.
I don't know how much is a good amount. Like, I feel like that's a lot. I'm trying not to take a ton. Yeah, like I think this is a good amount of malic acid. So normally this would be very intense. Ready? I'm gonna go tongue down. Ready? Here we go.
It's still sour.
It's still sour.
But
I'm not puckering.
I'm just gonna say this.
There is a sugar.
The amount...
Oh, puckering.
Oh gosh.
Are you regretting it?
We probably shouldn't have started with that.
Miracle Bear, you lied to us.
Can I just say this? That would have been 100% unbearable. Like, that would have been so unbearable. I got a piece of chocolate right here.
That doesn't taste any different. Doesn't taste any different.
I'm wondering if the acid burnt.
Nearly as sour.
That's like... Oh my gosh.
Like, that's not sour.
I could totally eat this whole lemon. This is crazy, yo.
Maybe we needed 2 miracle tablets.
2 might have been good. This is really sweet. This is like a sugary lemon.
It does have a sugary taste. I'm just licking a lemon. I'm not even eating it. I don't like...
Give me some of that.
That's really different. No puckering. Like...
Nothing. Yeah. Oh my god.
I can still...
This scorched my tongue completely. Like, you too, right? Like,
not really. No, I didn't really... It didn't really taste that. Like, I got the sourness, but... That was fine.
I feel like my tongue is like...
You
burnt.
damaged your tongue?
Like, I think I might have damaged my tongue.
I wonder if...
Try a pickle.
I want to know if this tastes any difference. There's definitely a difference.
Yeah, there's a difference with the pickle.
It still doesn't taste good, but there is a difference.
Everything that made the pickle good is gone now.
Congratulations, Miracle Berry.
Like, everything I liked about the way a pickle tasted is gone now.
Wow.
This really tastes just like a cucumber. What does that taste like? Is it cheesecake?
That's very different. It's as if it's missing something.
I think it's butter. It tastes like butter. Like, actually just butter. Don't eat that much, bro, at once.
We barely made a dent in this.
Open that a little bit.
You want some?
Yeah, it tastes completely like it's missing something.
It tastes like something's missing. It's very odd. Did you try the onion? Did you try the onion?
No, did you?
Yeah.
What happened?
Wow. That's very different.
Whoa.
This tastes like vanilla yogurt.
I feel like the onion burns a lot.
I could eat this as yogurt right now. This as legit yogurt.
Dude.
It tastes like yogurt. It doesn't taste like anything else.
All right. I normally don't like sour.
It tastes like very mild Greek yogurt.
It's like sweet though.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that before.
This is plain like yogurt. This is just plain yogurt.
This is the biggest change so far.
Holy moly.
The lemon was obvious. I'm going to get this out of the way.
I want to take a second miracle tablet.
Pleasant.
Oh, got it. When it hit the back of my tongue.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. But the tip of my tongue, it was a lot more apple juicy. Ew, that's still disgusting. Outer joke heart? Oh.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
Nope, not even a minute. That's disgusting.
All right, kiwi, I'm going to take a bite. The tartness is gone from the kiwi.
I can still taste the sour. It's a lot less, but I can still taste
Hold
the
on.
sour. Are you?
Did I bite my tongue?
I don't think so.
Sure.
Why? What are you trying to look at? You're not going to be able to see anything.
Shut How bad is it?
It's not that bad. How did you do that?
Well, if my blood was sour, now it's not. Oh, I should not have that if I have a cut on my tongue.
Good. Do it.
All right, I'm gonna do it. This is bizarre. This is so much
Sweeter.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like wrap my head around.
What does the broccoli taste like? The same.
This is probably the most radical.
Yeah. In fact,
It tastes like yogurt. You dipping broccoli in yogurt.
this is fantastic.
I feel like if we had two, it might make a bigger difference.
You want to try it?
Do you want to do two or do a second?
A second one.
Okay.
I'm actually not into the idea of trying this because I feel like we've tried all the foods, so we know the direction that this change is going to happen in.
So you don't. I already opened. What do you want to do with them?
You should take both.
Okay.
I'm gonna try a jalapeno.
Now I've got two in my mouth. Okay. Oh, that's a red pep. Miracle Berry has a weird taste. What is it? There's two ingredients in this thing. Miracle Berry, Miracle Fruit Powder, and cornstarch. Cornstarch is probably a binding agent. I definitely feel a thicker coating.
My mouth is confused.
How do you think my mouth's gonna feel? This is a weird flavor. I don't understand it.
Why did we do this? I just had the jalapeno, right?
Okay.
It feels like
Is it hot still?
it's confusing. This is confusing. It's hot, but like in the middle of my tongue here, it's like the heat is there, but I don't even know.
This is weird. It's got such a. Well, this is completely psychosomatic.
It's not. It's not.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
There's like somewhere written in
How
fine
could
print.
I
Doesn't actually
be
do
sure,
shit.
Really.
On the bottom it says right here. Doesn't actually do shit.
This
Is that? Look at it. It says it right there.
Whoa. It does say that.
Told you. are completely psychosomatic.
That whole thing is fake.
Yep.
The spicy doesn't feel like spicy.
No, we're lying about that. It doesn't say that anywhere. We're just lying.
The spicy does not feel like spicy. Like, it's not heat anymore. It's something else. It's still painful, but it's not heat.
What is it?
It's like spice that's diluted.
Diluted spice?
Yeah, it's like take the pain of something being spicy. I don't know how to describe this. All right, you should do it.
I have 2 in my tongue right now.
Okay.
Discover new flavors.
We can try these.
Yeah, I can't now. They're still good.
They do have less flavor now.
They just taste like original Pringles.
Yeah. I feel like, if anything, right? What happened with this? It doesn't make sour things taste sweet unless they are sour cream. Then it does taste sweet all of a sudden. But more than anything, it literally just takes the flavor away from stuff.
Oh no, I'm gonna see what happens. I've got 2.
What happens when you realize that if you take too much, it's like permanent, and now you can't taste shit?
I can't taste sour anymore.
Yeah, for like forever. This is going in the garbage.
No.
Straight in the garbage. Apple cider vinegar is disgusting, and I never want to see it again in my life.
Okay. Whew. My mouth tastes different.
Does it?
My mouth tastes very different.
Like what?
Like it just doesn't taste like my mouth. It tastes like someone else's mouth. How did you can't tell me your mouth tastes the same right now.
Well, right now I'm still feeling that.
Yeah, but you can't tell me your saliva tastes the same.
It's just saliva.
But it tastes differently.
It doesn't taste like anything.
Your mouth has a flavor.
How would you know?
Every mouth has a flavor.
How you only have one?
Yeah, but they all. Have you ever kissed someone?
No, Nick.
I know you've never. Yeah. Wow. There's very little taste to this at all.
To what?
Like barely any.
Yeah.
I can barely taste. Like it just tastes like like an original Pringle.
I feel like it's slowly coming back. This is starting to taste sour again. I'm saying that now, right? But I'm probably totally wrong, because if it were,
This tastes like an original Pringle. It doesn't
if
taste
it were
sour.
totally gone, like I'd probably be eating this and be like, "That's really sour."
I'm gonna try this again. It's confusing my mouth. It's confusing my mouth. It's as if half of it is no longer malic acid. It's as if half of it is sugar. The other half is still malic acid.
Very noticeably.
Very noticeably. But half of it's sugar. That became more Greek yogurt. That became a lot more Greek
Not
yogurt.
Greek yogurt. Like
No,
like,
Greek yogurt.
Like vanilla
Greek
yogurt.
Greek yogurt is no flavor.
This doesn't have no flavor. This is sweet.
No, to me, it's lost flavor. It's just Greek yogurt.
See, this tastes sweet to me.
See, I don't want to eat the other stuff because the other stuff tasted disgusting.
Next, if we were to redo this, what would we have done different? We already don't like most fruit.
That tastes very different.
We should get grapefruit next time.
I think it got a little sweeter. The chocolate got a little
You
sweeter.
remember we were talking about taking shots of lemon juice? Challenging people. How much lemon juice did you get?
That's very different. That's very, very different.
But I feel like there's something else in there.
Let me guess. It was fine for all of here, and then it hit right here, and it just went.
I can't even describe to you why that tastes bad. It's not because it's sour.
You definitely got hit with sour towards the back of your tongue.
It tastes
0. Yeah. Ah.
I'm guessing you didn't like it.
Lettuce.
It's not a lettuce, bro. This just in.
Broccoli.
This is lettuce.
It's not lettuce. I didn't know that until today. I thought broccoli and lettuce were the exact same. We got to order the hot chocolate bar.
Mm-hmm.
I think as a result of me eating all this stuff, my stomach is like, what are you doing to me? Stop it. I know your tongue is fine, but no, we're all bad down here. It's not good.
Like I said, this is probably the oddest combination of food I ever got.
I like the chocolate. I like cream cheese. Now I want bagels.
Bagels?
Yeah, bagels. Don't you want bagels? Bagels and cream cheese? Wouldn't that be good? Oh,
Bagels is nice.
bagels are nice.
Sourdough pretzels. That's what I didn't get. I should have got that.
You want a lemon?
What if I ate it with the skin?
Do it. I fully expected you to accidentally bite the sticker also.
Nick, this is weird. I just ate a lemon with the skin. I'm fine. Like, I'm cool. This is cool for me.
Nick, you're not puckering at all from eating a lemon.
Like, I swallowed the skin out. This is strange. You can't eat this. You cannot eat the skin of a lemon.
Are you sure you just did?
I don't even know what just happened there. Because pretty much that's impossible.
How is that impossible?
Because the skin of a lemon is the most disgusting thing that you would never, ever want to eat. And I just did. And
Wait, how do you know this? Have you tried eating the skin of lemons multiple times?
Do you eat oranges?
No.
You don't eat oranges?
Fruit's not good for you. It's a lie that fruit's good for you.
I mean,
fruit's all right for you. You get some,
sugar.
yeah, you get some good antioxidants and stuff.
And then you don't get scurvy.
Yeah,
that's what fruit's
that's about it. But really, you don't need to worry about scurvy. The seeds are popping out. I don't like kiwi. Kiwi bothers me. I have a visceral reaction from looking at kiwi. Now, dark chocolate, I'm fine with dark chocolate.
The bitterness is gone. So that's nice.
I don't even know how to react to life anymore. What is the meaning of life?
I ate a lemon with the skin.
Do it again.
Like,
Do it
I
again.
can take a bite out of this.
Do it. No, just bite that one. Bite the nubbin.
Nah.
Bite the nubbin. This one doesn't. Bite the nubbin.
Wait, are you talking about this thing?
Yeah, bite the nubbin.
That thing right there,
Bite the lemon nipple. Bite it. You just bit off a lemon nipple.
Why is this not gross?
Is it normally gross?
Dude, in about an hour from now, I'm gonna make you find out.
Why do people sell a tub of malic acid? A fruit acid most common in apples. Why is that a thing?
I just bit a lemon nipple.
You ate a lemon nipple. Does this count as cheating on your girlfriend?
I think it does.
Damn it.
I'm gonna have to break the news to her. We should call her right now.
Call her right now. Tell her you cheated on her by biting on a lemon nipple. Okay, we need to be more
Did you
humans.
just put the tack through the chocolate? When did that happen?
I don't know. Things happen. Hi.
Oh my god, you're bleeding.
Am I?
No.
Okay. I'll just cut my tongue open. That brought flavor back.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Well, that
You have
sucks because
reached
you
the
can't do it
voicemail
anymore.
box of.
I have to call again now.
Yep.
Great.
Call again. Nick, I like Pringles. Is your stomach having the flippy flops?
No. A lot of this is going to be thrown away.
No.
You have reached the
Hold
voicemail
on now.
box of. Kissy.
Man, what kind of girl? She deserves to be cheated on with a lemon nipple if she doesn't pick up at 12:14.
So this has 8 servings in it. And a lot of fat and a lot of cholesterol.
Okay.
And yet, if we didn't know better, well, actually, it doesn't really matter. You can eat up everything in one.
Yeah.
Have you ever played the board game Risk?
I love the game Risk.
You should download this app so that we could play.
You call Kiara?
I have Cora. I've had Cora.
Yeah, I know. Ow.
All right, hold up.
I went to listen to my audiobook and my mom was like, no, I don't want to learn right now.
What?
Yep.
You know, when I put on my audio, I have this one, like, I don't want to buy a new book yet.
I have.
Finish the one I have, but at the same time, I don't want to finish the one I have.
I'm
Because
gonna.
it's about death.
Oh, I want to listen to that one.
It's literally called When Breath Becomes Air.
Ooh, send it to me.
And it's about a neurosurgeon who spent like 30 years in school training to become a neurosurgeon.
All right, I finished the
And then he gets
subliminal.
cancer
I finished the
a year before he
subliminal.
gets-
How your unconscious mind rules your behavior. I finished that one. I'm about 1 hour. I'm an hour and 30 minutes away from finishing the 12 rules of life. And the last chapter, it hits so home with me and how I think that I just love it so much. It's all about social stereotypes and men and women and how men are being treated in today's society and how women should be treated. And I'm like, yo, you are hitting the nail on the head from my points of view. And it was really good. And I enjoy it a lot and going into a lot of the social aspects. And there was something he said. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, it was the whole transgender thing.
Okay.
That I was like, yo, I've been saying this because it confuses the hell out of me.
It did give a little flavor back.
Right? So the thing that confuses the hell out of me about the whole transgender thing is that
One of the things
that confuses the hell out of me is you can't have a transgender person and say that there is no difference between men and women.
Yeah.
You can't have a transgender person and say that. Especially if you say that it's mainly a physical difference.
Well, I feel like it's the real minority that are actually saying that there's no physical difference.
Well, no, I'm saying the people that say that it's only a physical difference.
Oh, yeah, that's like not psychological. Though.
Yeah, that doesn't have to do with behavioral and chemical changes and everything like that.
Like it is the minority.
And I'm like, you can't say that men and women are the exact same that they're not the same. You can't say that men and women are the exact same and be transgender, because that's contradicting yourself. You can't. Basically, your entire being and your entire rationalization on what this means to you being transgender, you undermined it yourself by saying, oh yeah, it was for nothing, considering we're the exact same anyway.
I'm not sure what your point is.
That's it's hypocritical and is
Well, like,
taking away from its own argument.
But why are you even focusing on the illogical fallacy within someone's own dynamic when from the very beginning they're just saying ridiculous things? The ridiculous statement is that men and women are totally the same, minus the genitalia being different.
Yeah.
Or like some physical differences. That's just ridiculous to say that.
And some people are coming up with some crazy arguments, like a trans girl to guy wanted to start a movement saying men can have periods too. I'm like, no, you're just a piece of garbage because you're doing that. I'm like,
I mean,
like
technically,
women's number one thing that they got on us is they have to go through that. I'm like, I give you a ton of credit. You're going through hell all the time and a lot of pain.
No, number one is giving birth. Number two.
Yeah, but not every woman goes through birth. A lot of women don't want kids.
I guess.
But a lot more women have to go through periods.
You know, Joe Rogan was making fun of the fact that women make all the people. Think about it. Women make all of the people.
What about it?
We take it for granted. Like, don't think about it. Just basically, not we take it for granted. But
Yeah, taking it for granted is very different from like. Yeah, I don't think any species out there thinks to itself, yeah, women make the people. Women make the animals. Not like that. They're more like, this is how things are. We're not changing this.
Animals are more like, I see that thing, I want to kill it. Or, I see that thing and it's a plant, I want to eat it.
Oh my God, that one guy where he was like taking it so offensively to say humans are animals.
What?
Remember? And when we were watching Bill Nye with the guy with the art museum, he's like, you're going to tell this little girl that she's an animal? like, yes, she is an animal. Or do you find that offensive for some reason?
You being animalistic?
Or is it offensive? Nick, you're wearing a black shirt. Does that offend you?
That's not what he said either. He didn't say, are you really going to tell her she's an animal? He said, are you really going to tell her she's just an animal?
She's just an animal. Like, have you ever seen a narwhal? That's just an animal, but that's one hell of an animal. It's got it's like a unicorn and a whale.
It's like an
had a baby. It's an oceanicorn. How is that just an animal? It's an animal.
And the difference is it's real.
Yeah. Wait, unicorns aren't real?
Technically, we can't say they're real.
Government.
Doesn't mean they're not real.
Government.
Yeah.
Big brother. Always watching. Always. I'm just eating a bunch of Pringles. That's what this video boiled down to. Just me eating Pringles. Oh.
Well, this was a cute adventure. If I were to do this again, I'd probably spend more of my money on lemons.
We didn't eat this. We didn't eat. Yeah, I think you tried that pepper. We didn't eat that.
We didn't do the garlic.
We did try everything else.
I'm kind of glad we didn't do the garlic.
Yeah, I don't want the garlic.
Because, normally garlic burns.
What if we just lit ourselves on fire?
Sounds fun.
Right?
Let's do it.
So, I'm proposing a few things. One, we do a photo shoot.
Okay.
I'm putting this on video. That way I can hold you to it later.
That doesn't mean shit.
I'm going to hold you to it. All right. Photo shoot. Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, I got a yes. I don't know why. That's a Y, right? That's Y. Bullhorns, rock on. Yeah, I think that's an N. That's an
What are you
M.
doing with your life, Nick?
This is sign language alphabet.
Okay.
Okay, photo shoot. We get a yes. 2. 26-pound, 7-foot long gummy python.
Yes.
We got another yes. I keep going I for some reason. We got another yes. Number 3, skydiving.
Yes.
All right, we get another yes. That's another I. God damn it. All right. Number 4, cryogenics. All right.
And yes to the other one.
All right. He already knew the other one was going to be sensory deprivation tank. There was more. What else was there?
You still
What
got
are
a
you?
Tough Mudder, but that's already paid for, so you don't even have to
There's
ask
a little
about that.
bug. Look at this little bug. Look at him.
That probably shouldn't be on your skin.
Look at him. He just fell. I don't know where you came from.
Dude, I've seen this
He's
movie
crawling
before. You
on
gotta
my-
kill it now.
He's crawling on my hairs. He's not even touching my skin yet. Nope, he just touched my skin. Oh, he's back on my hairs. You're so tiny that you can crawl across my hairs. Okay, you gotta.
I feel like I kind of don't want to eat food for a while.
Okay, 4th question. Because you are going away to school, every time you come back from school, we have to do something different. Like, it can't be normal. I mean, like, we have
It
to.
can't be like this. We're just chilling.
Yeah, we got to go out and do something.
We get a plane ticket to London.
Yeah, why not?
Do you know that plane tickets to London are really cheap?
Like, how cheap?
Like round trip, $300.
Let's do it. Here's what we'll do.
If it's off season.
Here's what we'll do. We will get off-season tickets for a round trip to London, but it will be that way. And we're going to also we're not going to bring a suitcase or anything. We're just going to bring a shaker bottle, and each of us have a tub of pre-workout.
What?
That's all we're going to do.
We're not gonna bring anything else.
Anything else? Maybe our
Our
wallets.
cell phones and wallets.
No, we don't have internet.
Clothes?
We're not going to need clothes. We're not going to need we'll need
What?
wallets.
What's wrong with you?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to buy a round trip ticket. We're going to fly in,
All right.
go to London, hang out all day, then
Screw it.
fly back.
No, we gotta stay there as long as we can. We gotta stay there until we can decide we don't want to be there anymore.
That's not how round trip tickets work. We
No.
need a return date.
So for real?
We don't sleep. We each have a tub of pre-workout to keep us going.
I'm seeing a. What are we gonna do? What like?
It's London. We'll do everything. We'll have wallets.
Okay.
So we just take Ubers everywhere.
I
I don't think London has Uber.
have this romantic idea. Romantic as in my head, it's a romanticized idea.
And he wants to do it with me. Keep that in mind. He has a girlfriend, which we tried calling, but he's picturing this right now in his head. Not with her, but with me. And he cannot deny that because that is what he is picturing.
Well, let me just tell you what it is, okay? Wouldn't it be fun if we brought with us phone,
Our
wallet, the clothes on our backs?
and a Reptar costume.
No. Maybe. And recording stuff to record with.
I thought you were gonna say cat food.
We went somewhere and we just tried to make it work. Like we got a one-way ticket. But it's both of us, right? So we got each other's backs.
I'd be down to try it. You know, we wait a little bit, we get a break, and we just do it.
Like not I don't want to say without a plan, right? Like we should think things through enough so that it's not dangerous.
There is no danger. We're going to London, other than acid attacks. And them thinking we're just some dumb Americans.
Is it legal to just go to another country and sell stuff? Probably not, right? It might be depending on the country.
What do you want to sell?
I was just thinking, like, what if we brought stuff?
Like broccoli?
Like, what if our goal was to go there? What if we tried to trade our way up from a paperclip to getting a plane ticket back.
I like that idea.
That sounds fun, right?
I like that idea a lot.
Did you put?
No, I did not put.
Did you put?
No, I did not. So that was part 4. We already have Tough Mudder, that's confirmed. Oh, you're not gonna be here.
For what?
So I'm gonna be alone. New York Comic Con. It's in October.
Shit. Oh no. Well, I might be able to. It's gonna be on the weekend, right?
Yeah, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
See now, the mud run isn't something that I would want to necessarily drive 5 hours during the school in the beginning of the first semester there, just to do. Comic Con's different though.
Yeah, Comic Con's very different.
Comic Con I would drive 5 hours for.
All right. Also, argument. You believe random doesn't exist.
This is for the other not podcast.
You believe random doesn't exist.
Essentially.
DNA.
DNA isn't random.
DNA is completely random.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Mistakes.
Okay. But they're caused by light and radiation.
The mistakes themselves are random. They can be caused. So, cancer is random. Your chances increase, but it's a chance. It's not a guarantee. Because
Wait,
each DNA,
listen to me. We only just started this, so I'm going to say this now before it becomes way too deep. What are we defining as random?
No, it doesn't have it just happens. There is no predicting it.
There's
It
a
is
difference between the two things that you just said.
Random, you can't predict the outcome.
I agree that there is such thing as things you can't predict.
Because random DNA, your DNA is a chain of around 3 billion nucleotides. All right. Every time your cells replicate themselves, they replicate that chain. Every time it does that, it makes about 120,000 mistakes.
Okay.
All right. The mistakes are not caused by anything other than your body not being 100% perfect. Then it has correctors. The correctors go back and try its best to correct it. They don't always succeed. On average, they miss around 6. Depending on it goes from 100.
That is such a low number.
Right? It's 6. But sometimes they miss a lot more. Sometimes they miss all of them. So they're completely random mistakes. They don't happen for a reason. There's no purpose behind it. Now, radiation increases genetic mutation. Genetic mutation is the cells when they attempt to replicate.
Radiation also causes.
It increases the rate. Now, the radiation increases your chance of cancer. Now, cancer is when there has been a mistake in the genetic code that has now basically formed its own entity in a way. Now, the entity starts to replicate that new cell, all right, that new form, and it starts to build itself. And the body does not say, oh, don't give this blood, nutrients, etc. That's what cancer is. Cancer is, there is no way to say, you do this, you will get cancer. You might get cancer. The chances of you getting cancer, yes, get really high just due to probability.
I'm going to disagree with that, even though this has nothing to do with random existing.
No, there are people you don't necessarily. I can literally set off a nuke. Technically, you don't have to get the chances of you not getting cancer are very slim.
To make sure someone got cancer, there would be a way to make sure someone got cancer. But I also think that nobody has ever had that goal.
Nobody has ever had the goal. But here's the thing.
That's
Your
why
whole
the
print.
method
No,
doesn't exist,
no,
but
he-
you could
no,
probably
no,
invent
no,
a
no.
surefire
Your
way.
principle is based on the fact that it is very, very, very unlikely for you not to get
But if
cancer.
genetic engineering exists, right? Why can't you just genetically engineer a cell in your body to become cancerous? You probably could do that.
Because it's not the cell; it's the body that decides it,
The cell body.
not the individual cell.
Well, an
Your
organ
body
system, or
your
what?
body
To what extent
will.
of the body?
Let me finish what I'm saying. It's the way your
finish what you're saying, Nick.
viruses, germs, bacteria,
Uh-huh.
they attack it because they realize it is not part of the body and that it doesn't belong there. It's the same principle. Organ transplants. Your body's like, that's not us. I don't like that being in here when it's not part of us. Get rid of it. Destroy it. That's what cancer. Cancer is when your body doesn't recognize that. Now, most of your time, your body recognizes it as a mistake, as, oh, this doesn't belong here. Get rid of it. But it can have a further mistake and not recognize it as such. And then it actually helps it and
Encourages it.
fuels it.
Yeah.
It doesn't encourage it. It just doesn't hinder it. Normally, it will attack it, not any nutrients, not give it blood flow, not give it any of that.
I'm still not sure what this has to do with the existence of random.
Because these mutations are random. Thus, we become random in turn.
No.
Yeah.
I disagree with your premise.
Your disagreement is invalid.
The mutations are only random in the sense that you can't predict them.
The mutation's effect is then random.
No.
Yeah.
Unless by random you mean you can't predict it.
How is it not in any sense of the term random?
Well, because there are physical laws that dictate what happens. So like
what?
Well, like chemical laws. Like any kind of rule of chemistry. Period.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean the same thing you're saying.
Certain
Yeah.
atoms
Oh, yeah.
bond to
If I-
certain atoms,
Yeah,
and
if this is how they
there's-
react with one another, but the mutation itself is random. So based on
Well,
a premise,
what makes the mutation random?
because there is no reason for it to occur. It doesn't occur there's no way to predict its occurrence. There is no way to predict what kind of mutation it will be, what the effect that in particular mutation will be.
I asked you in the beginning, though, what
There
your
shouldn't
definition of random is, because if your explanation for why it's random is that it can't be predicted, then I agree with you.
What other definition of random is there? Random chance is you cannot predict the outcome.
True random means that there is no even theoretical trace. Like, as in, if you were
A trace is very that's not
as
it.
in, even
If I roll dice,
intelligence would not tell you the answer to the question you're looking for. That's what true random is.
omni-intelligence
Meaning if
wouldn't tell you that mutation is going to occur.
If you knew where all of the subatomic particles were in the
thing is, it's a
atoms
mistake.
What do you mean?
A mistake.
Well,
Something misfired. Something went wrong for just sometimes a fluke. For no reason, it just went wrong. The body didn't send out this signal, especially in something that's inherently flawed.
By that logic, right, isn't it equally random when it works correctly?
Well, it's designed to work correctly.
It's not designed.
The way your body is
evolved, it's not designed.
The term designed, if you're going to go into that nitpick, is worse than your definition of random, because your definition of random is absurd.
Right. So
because your definition of random is it can't be traced. Well, that's not random. That's not any sense of the word random. If something came into existence, that's random. It can't be traced. It just came into existence.
Right.
It's random. Well, a mutation occurred. the mutation is due to a mistake. When something happens,
Why are you calling it a mistake?
because it is a
I
mistake.
feel like that's not a good word.
When something is meant, if I tell you, if I have a machine,
Well, what makes you?
if I tell a copier to copy a picture, and the copier malfunctions halfway through the picture, that's a mistake. It's
Yeah, that's
supposed to
because
do
that-
one thing,
that's
but it does
because
something else.
That's because a person made the copier with a certain intention and purpose.
Your body has an intention. Your cells replicate with intention to replicate.
Your cells don't have brains. They don't have intentions.
They don't have
They just-
this kind of brain, but they do have their own kind of brain called the nucleus, which is also known as the brain of the cell, which tells the cell how to behave.
Okay.
And tells the cell how to form. The DNA tells it it's the same as code.
See, I think we agree on everything. I just think that our language is not the same.
I think your language doesn't make sense with what you're trying to say, because your version of random doesn't make any sense. Your version of random
Maybe that's
says
why
that
I'm
there
saying
is
it
no.
doesn't exist.
That's because your version of random doesn't make sense. If you're saying that a mistake that has no, it's a mistake. How can a mistake have unless it's a human being with consciousness? How can a mistake have reason? If an intention was meant for something else.
That whole sentence was nonsensical.
No, that sentence is completely
To
sensical.
say the word mistake, you're implying that there was like a purpose for something happening.
Where's the fault there?
Okay. Do you think that there's a purpose that atoms have valence electrons and
Yes, it's for bonding.
Okay. So when you
Or that is the reason, that is because atoms have valence electrons, is because anything exists because there is because of the valence electron making there an imbalance in the proton electron spectrum, making not everything neutral, thus bonding can occur. Thus everything can occur.
Right. Now, that kind of a reason for something happening isn't the same as a reason for.
But I'm not talking about something that doesn't have a purpose. See, a rock doesn't have a purpose. It's a rock.
Mm-hmm.
A rock doesn't replicate. A rock doesn't have any sense of a brain. It is protons, neutrons, electrons bonded in a standard form of an element on the periodic table. And it's just bonded in that unique form. Now, human beings, even though we are carbon-based life forms, we are very different from a rock. If I take a block of carbon, guess what? Yeah, we're both mostly made of carbon, but we are extremely different in the sense that our cells have a nucleus. They have in the light of definition of how brain actually works, because a nucleus to the center of an atom is not the same as the nucleus of a cell. They are very different. One is just using charges and quarks which react individually. Now, cells, they have a language, a program in which they work, in how they replicate the cells, because that's how life works. It replicates itself. That's how it grows. That's how it doesn't die within a day. It needs to replicate.
Okay. So
its purpose is to replicate. For the certain cells, it's got multiple purposes. One of the purposes is to replicate. Its goal is to create a copy. That is its goal.
When you say it's its goal, what do you mean by that? Like, it doesn't have a cognition, right?
It doesn't
have.
It's not consciously saying, but as we've established before, there are animals that don't have our definition of consciousness. Now they still have goals, like to have sex, to reproduce, to eat food, to not die. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them don't care. To sleep, to find shelter.
But that's just a way of saying it. That's not actually what's going on.
What do you mean?
Well, like, you could say that, I'm trying to think of a way of putting this, right?
Because your cells, one of their many goals.
Right. So,
that
cell doesn't have a goal in the sense that what I'm saying. Like it doesn't have hopes and dreams, right? So
When
we
it
say-
replicates,
when you
its
say-
goal is to
why are you
copy.
talking over me?
Because you're
You just-
misunderstanding.
You spend too much time talking. You don't listen enough.
No, no, wrong.
Okay. When you say a cell has a goal, that's sort of paraphrasing what you're actually meaning, right? Like when a cell does something, it's because of the structure of the cell and the way it works, not because it wants to act a certain way.
I didn't say it.
But
See,
because-
that goes against you listening to me. You would actually have to listen to me in order for you to make that. You would have to not listen to me to make that sentence. Because as I said, it doesn't have consciousness.
I know that.
So
And I
thus
know
what
you
you
know
said is just reiterating what I already said in that aspect. Two,
I'm
as I
talking
also
about the
said, the
semantics.
cell has multiple purposes. It does multiple functions. I'm not saying, as if you were to listen, this is what it does. No, it has multiple things. This is one thing, one part of it. One goal in the term, it is meant, it does this. And when it does this, this is supposed to be the outcome. A goal
According
is a
to who?
genetics, how life works.
Okay.
Our understanding of how its goal isn't to give you cancer. You know, if you want to believe its goal to give you cancer, then my whole argument is out the flute. But it's according to all of our understanding, its goal is to replicate. Replicate, to copy, is to create an exact duplicate. Okay?
Okay.
What did I mean by that?
What you mean, right?
I can't tell if he's going to be a smart ass or actually
No,
respond.
I'm gonna give you the best answer I can give in a short amount of time.
What,
Okay.
there's no short amount of time. This is like literally, it's clear as
No,
day.
well, I have to say it quick, otherwise you're gonna like talk over me or something. So you're saying that the cell has a goal to basically do all of these things that make the body work properly instead of you become a blob suddenly and you're dead.
Well, instead of you just kind of like fading into nothing because your cells will all die if they don't. Actually, your cells do all die, but if they don't replicate, you won't live long
When
enough.
a cell acts a certain way, it's acting that way because it has to act that way,
Yes.
right? It's not like the cell is
Here's the
making
thing.
decisions.
Here's the thing. If you
I'm not
say,
even sure what we're arguing.
here's the thing. If you say the chemical reaction, if I drop this into this substance, it's supposed to do this. But if something happens and it doesn't,
Uh-huh.
not because there's an outside thing going in here, but it just decided not to.
Right. So I say that does not happen.
Your DNA is proof that it does. The way, if you listen to what I'm saying, it's replicating. It is it is using
my claim is that
the basis on how DNA is formed, how cells are formed, how the whole thing is created, is bonded together because cells are created, is they are replicating. They're taking the nutrients, the basic resources to build a new cell. All right. Using the nucleus of one cell builds another one, and then they split into two. The nucleus builds up, it splits into two different nuclei. When it does this, its goal is to create an exact copy of the cell that it replicated, because it'd be really bad if your skin cell replicated into an internal organ cell. That would not be good for you. Not at all.
Probably.
If your skin started to inverse because the inside of your skin decided to replicate to be the outside of your skin and adverse, it would not end well for you. Its goal is to replicate the cell itself, the entire chain. Now, when it does this, it doesn't do this the way it's supposed to. It makes mistakes. Another advocate to say that this is a mistake is that it has correctors built in that go back through it to try to correct all of them.
Okay.
But it misses them because it is still faulty. It is not perfect. Now, when it does this, they can have...
It makes this mistake for a reason. It's not a random mistake.
No, there is no reason for a mistake. it's a mistake.
That
No,
sentence
that sentence
only
makes
works
perfect.
if you're talking about somebody like a conscious.
In an unconscious thing,
Exactly.
then there isn't, especially in this, when it's supposed to do one thing, these are inherently the mistake. The reason for its mistake is that it's not perfect. That's the reason. All right?
Okay.
That's the reason. There is no other reason other than it's not perfect.
Right.
That there was somewhere along the line it misread something due to
And
it
it's
being a
imperfect
faulty.
for reasons.
It's not imperfect for a reason.
It happens to be that way, and you can explain why.
You
It's
can
explainable.
you explain it why by saying it's not perfect. You can explain why this can occur. You can explaining something why it can happen and why it did happen are very different. A train can derail.
Mhm.
Now that's not explaining
Only under
why
certain
every
conditions, though.
single train derails.
Every train doesn't derail. What are you talking about?
Every train that has derailed. All right.
Right.
If
but
I say
the only reason you wouldn't be able to explain why a train derails after it's done so is if you didn't observe why it happened. That doesn't mean it was random.
yeah, but that's a train. That's not DNA.
But DNA is the same principle.
No, it's not. It's a very different principle.
Okay, what's the difference?
The difference is one is a causality. One happens because A, B, C, D, E, F, G happened. The train brakes malfunctioned. The train's throttle was locked into place. The train was going around a bend at a higher velocity than is deemed safe for said train. The train was overweight, was over the max load that it's supposed to be. Thus, when it turned around the corner, it went too fast. Train was not aware of a fault in the track. Something caused it to happen other than inherent. The way I'm trying to word this for you because you seem to be missing the fact that what is happening is a glitch. And a glitch, when your game crashes, is because your game messed up. Now they go back and fix the code to stop this random glitch from occurring.
Mm-hmm.
But because of how it's constantly going through all this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it's procedurally generating all this stuff. This is a better example, is that we can't predict when the glitch will happen. We can predict that a glitch can happen and that it might and that it most likely will happen. But we can't predict when because it's due to a fault, a mistake, something happened where it misread something. It made an error where it was supposed to do something else, but it did something else. But instead, it chose to go down a different path. Now, a computer is due to our fault because we are not perfect. Inherently, because our whole body and how our system works is not perfect. We perceive images upside down. Our body perceives images upside down and then flips it in our head for some reason. That's just the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
Our body is attempting to replicate the cell. The goal is to copy the chain, but because of its inherent flaws, it doesn't always do this correctly. It misreads. It makes an error. The reason isn't because A, B, C happened, thus this happened. The reason is it's not perfect. Okay. This mistake happens. This genetic mistake happens. The correctors go through, it misses it again. All right, that happens. Well, now this happens throughout your life. Your genetic codes are changing.
What are you defining as random in this situation? Like, what is your definition of random?
You can't predict it happening.
Okay.
To when it will happen. You can't predict what it is that is happening. All right. So one, you're not able to say something will happen at this time. Two, you're not able to tell me what that something is or what that something will then do. And then you are also not able to tell me what the body's reaction immediately will be to that. You can't even tell me what the body's reaction will be later to that.
Follow-up question. Is it random because you can't tell, I can't say those things or predict those things because I can't observe,
No, you can observe
it?
and you don't know.
or is it because the cause itself cannot be known?
Your inherent view on why random doesn't exist is your inherent belief of humans' ignorance.
Yes.
And if you look at life that way, then all you're going to argue is that. But if you actually believe in humanity and what we believe and what our scientists say, then your whole argument goes out the door. Because we are observing it. We watch it happen. We don't know why it happens. Our only understanding of why it happens is because we are flawed. Because it is a mistake. We can watch it happen. We can observe it happen. But then we cannot tell you, because the body can sometime then further make a mistake. Or the body can be like, hey, I like this. Hey, I don't like this. Hey, this does nothing actually, so I don't really care. The mutations that occur, they can have a positive effect. Sometimes that cell can be stronger. It can live longer. It can produce more energy. It can better filter things. Sometimes it can produce less energy. Sometimes it will have the adverse effect. Sometimes it will have no effect whatsoever. Other times it will grow to be cancer, which technically cancer doesn't really do anything until it gets into vital organs and stuff and then starts inhibiting functions. But a cancer itself, it's just a growth. It's literally as if I took a sack of Jello, right? Just a sack of Jello and just stuck it right here. All right. If I just stuck a sack of Jello in it, all it did was add mass.
That action would approach random.
No, it wouldn't, because I
Putting Jello right here. That's approaching randomly, but it's not random. Because the reason you put Jello there is because we had this conversation.
I was gonna go with pudding. I decided
No,
Jello.
you weren't.
Actually, I was.
You were thinking about it.
You can't even say that because you're not me.
Yeah, I can. It just doesn't mean it's true.
You can say it. It just has no validity.
Right.
Other than me saying it was pudding and you were saying no, you were thinking about it. I was considering it, not just thinking about it. I was actively considering saying pudding. But I thought Jello was a much better analog for how human flesh is than pudding. It holds a better consistency and actually holds itself a solid shape like muscle tissue and such. It's not like blood. It's more like.
I don't think you can really equate.
I can easily equate that Jello is more like human than pudding. There's no part of your body that's like pudding.
That is definitely not true.
That is 100. What part of your body is like pudding? Blood is not like pudding.
The gallbladder.
The gallbladder is a solid.
No, it's not. It's like a sack of mucus.
Are you sound? Is a cloth not a solid?
A cloth?
A
No,
cloth.
I'm not talking about the actual sack. I'm talking about like
The byproduct.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd count shit as part of me. Yes, it's in me, but I don't count that as part of me. It is a byproduct, an excrement that is then later.
When you eat something, that becomes you, right?
It's broken down, and then parts of it are then used for me.
At what point is it you? At what point is it not you?
Parts of it become me. Parts of it become excrement.
But when does it stop being you? Like, because the cell will die, right?
The cell will die.
Does it? So the moment it dies, that's when it's not you anymore.
The thing is that, like, parts of it, it's not. I don't know where the gallbladder comes into this. The gallbladder,
part of your shit is dead cells that were you.
Yeah, but it's dead. It doesn't. It's not me anymore. It's dead.
So when it dies, it's not you anymore?
It's not you anymore. You don't own your own body.
When you die,
you don't own your body.
Are you?
No. I'm what I used to be.
Okay.
Not me anymore. I'm constantly evolving. My cells are constantly
So
replicating and making random mistakes that have no occurrence, thus creating a whole new me. Every single cell in your body is a new one from 5 years ago. And every single cell in your body is not like this, has many things similar, but at least, actually, probably at least by now, it's probably close to like 40 or 50 chains in the nucleotide. How do you know
this one, it doesn't happen to just be 6 years old?
It's not.
How do you know?
Because it's.
Did you ask?
Cells don't last 6 years.
Did you ask it?
Cells don't last 6 years.
Well, maybe this one did.
You're like a month old. Sorry. Your outer skin cell, you're like a month old. Maybe. If you're lucky.
This cell is different from any cell that's ever existed in
really?
Human.
It's dead.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I just smacked it.
Yeah, but it's too small. You can't even tell that.
It's gone now.
Why would you kill my 6-month-old cell? There's never been one like that before. And you just
As you
killed
said,
it.
it was only
What's
6 months
wrong
old.
with
As
you?
you said,
Why
only
would you
6
do
months old.
that?
As you said, only 6 months old.
You just destroyed.
It wasn't even 6 years
I'm
old.
wearing a poop emoji bow tie.
I'm wearing a red bow tie, Nick.
Mine is poop emoji.
Yeah, like your shit. Your shit comes out in emoji form.
I wish my shit came out looking like that. Not like
As I was trying to argue, that's my, because this isn't it's a random mistake. The normal definition of random, as in it has the reason behind it, cannot then predict it happening, cannot predict what occurrence will happen, cannot predict which nucleotide the mistake will occur in, cannot predict what mistake it will then be, cannot predict how that mistake will then be registered by the body, cannot predict what the body's reaction then will be, or when the body can.
Chaos. It's the snowballing effect of something that happens.
But then think of the snowball's effect then on life.
What it all comes down to, though, right?
Is that I'm bigger than you?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that was it. That's what it comes down to.
My view is that the universe doesn't make mistakes, right? Like the whole universe.
The universe isn't perfect. But here's the thing.
Doesn't necessarily even exist for a reason.
Flaw with your thinking.
Okay.
Is the term mistake.
No, that's your flaw. You're the one using it.
No, you just used it.
You're using the word mistake.
You used it too, thus you made the same flaw.
True. Okay.
All right, there we go. That was a flaw in your being.
You've been using it way more than me. So
yeah, but mine was on purpose and with my intention. It goes against your sayings and goes against your principles. Because the thing is,
did I use the word mistake just now?
Yes, you did.
What sentence did I use?
Said the universe does not make mistakes.
No, I don't think that's the word.
We have it on recording. Yes. No, you used mistake.
The universe doesn't.
I'm going to pull it up just to prove you wrong again.
I mean, I'm not saying I didn't say it. I'm saying...
You don't think you said it, but you did say it. I do. Hence, that was my reaction. Okay. Because I saw a flaw and a fault.
If I did say it, I'm not sure I'm even wrong that I did say it.
Yeah, you are.
Because essentially, right. I probably did say it.
You did.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing.
You know what I meant when I said it, right?
You did. Yeah. I'm not arguing.
You know what I meant when I said it.
You did. Yeah. I'm not arguing. You know what I meant when I said it. You did.
I still think that the whole reason we disagree is because we disagree on the meaning of the word random.
I can't rewind. Oh, I was going to try to rewind.
This is an utterly useless conversation. We've just wasted an hour on it.
We did not waste an hour on it.
No, I think we did.
We wasted 57 minutes. That doesn't mean we achieved nothing.
Literally,
as you've said in our previous arguments, not anything does not mean nothing.
Correct.
Thus, we did not achieve nothing.
You should watch the Asimov Memorial Debate on nothing.
So here's the thing. You can't say, especially in the way
I think there are the
discrepancy in how I describe
Heisenberg's uncertainty principle proves that there are things we can't predict, even if we know what's involved, what's going on, we still can't predict it. Right, like there are things we can't.
How is that not random? How is that not random?
Because we are using different definitions of random.
Why? Why is the definition of random particular to a certain situation?
It's not particular to a certain situation. It's a different
how is
definition.
that we, even knowing everything, we can't predict that happening, and even knowing everything, we can't predict when the cell will make a mistake. How is that different?
I usually equate the word random to meaning something like a miracle. You know what I mean? Like as in it happened once and it can never happen again.
You are a miracle. Maybe not you in particular. I am a miracle. That's a better one. That's a much better one. You know, I'm taller, faster for the most part. I don't have asthma.
As in, everything was a certain way, and every time anything has ever been that way, this has been the result. And it's happened. It could happen infinite times that way, but one time maybe it doesn't, and there's no explanation for it. That would be random. And I don't think that happens.
Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, doesn't that go against what you just said?
No, I don't think so.
Your inherent view of random and a miracle are very different. Okay. Especially in the terms of miracles.
Then what I'm saying is right. The only thing we really disagree on is how we're defining the word.
Language. Is the language that you're using, because your version of random doesn't make sense to me. Your version of random is something.
It's not a different version of the same thing. It's just a different definition for the same word.
But the thing is, yours is a personal definition. Yours is a personal definition. I can say my definition of orange is this. Yours is a personal definition. Your version of random is a miracle that goes against everything. But here's the thing, especially with your version of miracle, you are a miracle. Everything that happened for you may have happened similar, but has never happened, and most likely will never happen again in the same way.
In this dimension.
In any dimension.
In this universe, out of the millions of or infinite numbers of universes that could be happening right next to this one.
You are a statistical improbability.
Okay.
You should, by all things, you are a miracle. Everything that could occur.
Can we agree? Can I ask you a question? I usually operate on the assumption, as far as like the universe and everything, as far as that's concerned.
As far as the universe, and also your view,
I operate
your view
on
a mirror.
That everything happens the way it does because it had to happen that way, and it couldn't have happened a different way.
You could have happened a different way,
but I didn't because of the way things were before I happened. Everything leading up to the point before I existed had to happen that way. The way that it did. Starting from the very
not based on everything that I've said in the first half of this conversation. Genetic mutation due to faults in replicating cells.
Just because I can imagine that it might have happened differently doesn't mean it actually could have.
It could have. Doesn't matter if you can't imagine it happening differently, or if you can imagine it happening differently.
But the reason it could have is because if something else was different, it would have happened differently.
But as we've said, as I said,
wasn't different, and it wasn't different for a reason.
As my entire first half of this argument says, that's wrong.
I don't think you have any evidence to suggest that.
Genetic mistakes in DNA chains
happen for a reason.
No, they have. The reason is it's not perfect.
Okay, that's still a reason.
That's not a good reason.
What do you mean? When
you happened because random mistakes had random outcomes.
Not random. Is motion random?
According to your definition of random of a miracle, it is random. Happened, will not happen again in that way. No reason why it happened that way. Genetic mistake. It didn't mean to do that. It didn't know what it even did.
I mean, if two people are racing and one of them is faster, they're not faster because randomly they're faster.
That's a completely different scenario.
So, like, it's similar.
No, it's not similar in any way.
Because a cell divides, right? When a cell divides, describe a cell dividing so we can use the same lingo here.
You can't compare a cell dividing to any physical process.
I'm going to try.
You can't.
I'm about to try.
And you're going to fail. I can predict that because that's not random.
So when I do,
I'll
shove it in my face.
Okay. A cell divides. A cell is made up of the basic parts of a cell. It's got the mitochondria, nucleus, cell membrane, cytoplasm, etc. The nucleus is the brain of the cell. The nucleus, due to how electronic impulses occur and how the cell reacts in certain ways. And in the term of how cells work, we're going to use the word behaves. Behaves is as in it does this because of this. It has a response. It doesn't do this out of consciousness. It does this because that is the way it does things.
So what causes the behavior?
The way it is designed, the way it is.
Give me a better answer than that.
Because of what it is made.
It does because it's just that way.
It does it because of the way that the cells are oriented and that the way the electrons, protons, neutrons, etc. have bonded together to form a living object. It is a living object. It is in this stage. I'm going to say the term living object because it is not. I wouldn't say a cell is a being entirely, even though it is a. Technically, it is life.
Thing,
technically, it's alive. It can die. It can be. It can come into the world. Now, when the cell takes in nutrients through multiple forms, it can take them in through outside resources by picking them up along the way through energy, through radiation, photons. It turns light. Photosynthesis turns light and glucose, etc. The way it works. Water takes nutrients off of byproducts. It's not just very simple stuff. It's extremely complicated.
Yes, agreed.
It is taking in these nutrients and stuff, building enough matter and of enough similarly, if not exactly, formed matter. So it's building in a particular way. It is building up all this stuff that is made of the same material,
and there's no ambiguity about how it does that, right?
In what, it can happen in many ways. Like it can happen.
But for a specific cell in a specific situation, it does it a specific way, right?
For the most part, but
there's all of the molecules work together in a certain way to where that's what happens, right?
For the most part, but as I've established multiple times, it's not perfect. It makes mistakes.
But
it will accident.
The imperfection is a misplaced molecule type of imperfection, right?
But as we've established, snowball effect that can have a very big outcome later on because of an early mistake. So when it does this, it builds together all the material that it needs to then orient that material in a manner in which replicates itself. It orients the material in a way, thus it is creating a duplicate and is built up enough matter that then the cell splits apart into two identical cells. That is its entire, in this scenario, in this purpose. We're not talking about when it is taking in stuff to produce energy for the cell. We're not talking about any of that. We're specifically talking about this specific function. All the stuff that goes into it and what is supposed to be the byproduct. Now, the nucleus, every part of the cell has DNA. The nucleus is the brain of the cell. The nucleus of the cell is then telling, I don't know. This is my understanding.
Okay.
The nucleus.
Your understanding is what matters here.
Yes. The nucleus is the brain of the cell. The nucleus is then telling the cell how it's replicating this chain of DNA that is around 3 billion nucleotides long. Now, the nucleotides have many different orientations and fashions, and the nucleotides are the bars or the ribbons. All right, that determine characteristics. They determine everything. All right, your DNA is what makes you you. Even though your DNA, as you said, is 50% like a banana, that doesn't mean you are 50% banana.
Which is a damn shame. Really.
Hate to break it to you. All right. So it is attempting to replicate this chain of 3 billion nucleotides long to create a second cell. Thus, when this cell is formed, because cells have an inherent low lifespan, because they are technically it is life. Technically, it is life. Technically, bacteria, this is what scientists would consider first life.
Well, just like by definition of what life is, that matches it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not even going to bring up abortion and stuff. Otherwise, then we're damn science. According to science, life began when the second.
Actually, my
let's not go into that right now. So it is attempting to replicate this chain of 3 billion nucleotides long. Its purpose, its goal in this sense of the fashion, is to create an exact duplicate. But as we said earlier, it doesn't always do this perfectly. The reason for this mistake is due to a misfire, because it misread something due to lingering particles. Not necessarily. It could have just misread it because it misread it, because it is flawed.
Yeah, right there.
But the thing
that was
is,
the key pivot
your
moment.
understanding isn't my understanding. Your understanding is listening to me.
What?
Do you understand? Like, do you know all this?
I know.
Do you
I
only
know
know
some
it
of
because I said of it?
No, I know some of it.
Some of it, but do you know all of it?
I wouldn't even say I know it now that I've heard you say it because I would have to fact check you to say I actually know it.
So, if your whole argument is not believing in something I said,
my argument is not that, by the way.
That's the basis of your argument. Take away that foundation and you're treading water in the ocean.
I disagree with something particular that you said.
You disagree with that. It happens.
Sometimes it misreads it just because it misreads it.
That's why it misreads it. It misreads it because it misfired. It made a mistake. It read it as something else because it is wrong. Because it can be wrong. Because it is not perfect. Because flaws occur. Because it happened. But there is no reason why it happened on that particular nucleotide. And there is no reason.
Mathematically speaking, you could say there was. Because there is.
You can't. The thing is,
that's fine if you don't want to hear my argument.
But here's the thing.
All that time talking.
The thing is, I'm still not done.
Okay.
You wanted to hear my explanation, and you haven't let me finish my explanation.
Okay.
All right. The thing is, you can't. I'm gonna now point this out. You can't say what you just said. I can't even like. I smacked your neck.
Really, it was more.
It was majority. It was here. It was majority here, and this finger lightly tapped here.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. That's your neck.
It's like my
basic anatomy. It's your That's still part of your neck.
My neck? Are you sure? What if I wanted to call it the spinola instead?
Did I hit the top of your head? Did I hit your head?
Depends on what your definition of head is.
All right. Now
I'm just
yeah. But the thing is, your argument is based on a non-understanding.
You don't seem very interested in actually hearing my argument.
Your argument is based on a non-understanding. That's where I draw the line. This is what separates. Literally, when I'm arguing with you about something like this, it's like arguing to a person who has never held a gun in their life, has only seen guns in movies and on social media, arguing with them why guns are okay. It's about the same thing because they know nothing or very little in that field. They don't know how guns work. They don't know regulations behind guns. They don't know laws behind guns that have been in place and that are in place. They don't know gun laws. They don't know squat about guns. Your argument is based on a non-understanding of that situation because your argument is essentially yours is the broad, not in the particular.
I wouldn't say based on, I would say accompanied by, meaning obviously I'm not a genetic scientist. Like I haven't watched cell divisions over and over again and thoroughly understood them. And I will concede that if there's some extra information you can give me about it that will convince me oppositely to what I'm saying, then I'm open to receiving that. But I don't think my argument is contingently like dependent on a preconceived notion of what's happening that isn't correct.
I think your argument needs to have a basis, a factual basis and an understanding basis. Otherwise, what's to stop anybody from arguing about anything? You need to have an understanding of it,
right?
Especially an understanding of the viewpoint that another person is pointing out. If your basic argument is, this is the first time I heard that, but I don't agree with it due to my principle, then it doesn't work.
Your argument is kind of circular, though.
I'm trying to explain how it works and how it happens.
Yeah, but no matter how deep into explanation you go, the end of that explanation is always it happens because it happens. Like that's basically what your argument is.
You can't rationalize that because you don't believe in random. Because by me saying that, it is your definition.
I mean, what would constitute as evidence? of random. Like I'm not saying a specific example. I'm saying in general what would constitute as evidence.
In your definition, no reason for it to have occurred will not happen again in that manner. Yours, a miracle, which is a really weird way of saying it, especially in the normal definition of the word miracle. Wouldn't say Hitler's a miracle, but by your definition, technically he was.
When I say miracle, right, it doesn't mean like.
As I said, it has a positive.
Opposed to what I'm using it.
Yeah, I've never heard the term miracle in a neutral or negative connotation, but yours allocates
really a
for
good
it.
Alternative to the word miracle that has the same meaning but is neutral.
Miracle is a weird word in and of itself.
Do you believe in miracles?
You don't.
Correct. Do you?
I got to think of examples.
Do you? All right. Yeah.
I'll
just let you answer.
I gotta think. What would be an example of a miracle?
I think we're gonna have another semantics issue here when you answer. But like,
I'm gonna say I would use the term miracle. If a building collapsed and a guy survived without any broken, the guy who fell out of an airplane with just a broken arm by falling into a hay bale.
That's you.
No, the world's unluckiest lucky guy.
Can I have more chocolate?
No, you don't deserve more chocolate.
Oh, but I bought the chocolate.
Yeah, you don't. You can have that piece.
Okay.
Don't bite the tack. This is the man I'm arguing with. We're not arguing. We're having a discussion.
It's a fun discussion.
It is a fun discussion.
I'm enjoying myself.
I'm enjoying myself. They probably think I'm an asshole. I don't really care.
I think there are times where it's because there's no better word. It makes sense to use the word miracle. But we have to agree that that's not literally what's happening.
Well, what's a...
There are words that used to mean things like sunset. The sun isn't actually going down. So there are no actual sunsets.
Wrong.
I mean, we're rotating. The Earth is rotating, and that's essentially why the sun looks like it's going down. Like I'm saying, visually speaking, when you look at the sunset, it looks like the sun is going
Sunset
down.
is when the sun falls behind the horizon.
Correct. Yes.
That's what a sunset is.
Right. But the word sunset is the word sunset because people used to believe what was happening was that the sun was actually going down by itself and the earth wasn't moving and the sun was going down. That's why we called it the sunset. We never changed the word, but now we interpret the word differently.
That's a different thing. And
the word miracle is the same thing, right?
No, miracle can't be the same thing.
All right.
I don't think miracle can be the same thing, especially in that example, because sunset is one's understanding of something that is happening.
Uh-huh.
All right, like if the definition of a sunset, if you say the definition of like their understanding of the sun going around the earth, saying that the sun rotated around the earth, that can be changed because of our misunderstanding of thing of a word that we created to describe something that happened, not something that happened in the sense of a definition of something that happened, but in the sense of an arbitrary thing that happened.
I lost you in the word salad.
In the word salad?
Yeah, that was word salad. I couldn't digest it. I'm not sure what you just said. My head started.
I'm trying to, because I don't like that. They're not the same. One's due to a lack of understanding or a misunderstanding of what is a word. The word red doesn't change.
Mm-hmm.
The definition of the word red won't change.
I agree.
All right.
I'm glad we agree on this.
That won't change. That never will. I don't think that will ever change.
Right.
There is a possibility that someday somebody gets offended by the color red, and then we have to change it. That can happen. I can definitely see that one day happening. But the red doesn't change because red is red. A sunset was due to us not understanding how something functioned. It wasn't saying this is this. That's saying what a function is. What something a function is in this is doing this instead of this. The word miracle is the same as the word red. The word miracle is describing a situation. It is not describing a particular situation.
Right. So neither of us study word histories.
Words do evolve. Words do get new meanings.
I've been under the impression that the word miracle originally was a religious.
It was originally a religious
word.
It comes from a religious background.
God intervened.
In terms,
so that's why I'm using that.
In the terms, in that respect, yes, I can understand that. But at least with a modern definition of words similar to miracle, it is not in the same situation. Because what did happen in the terms miracle is miracle has evolved beyond God. Because now we have come to accept that there are people that don't believe in God. Thus, we need a new definition other than God. Because you can't say God intervened if you don't believe in God. Right? You can't. It's hypocritical. All right? You can't. I want you to abandon the argument that you can say something because you physically can say something, okay? We're going off the statement of by saying...
I'm going to eat a pickle.
Okay. You can do that. We're going off from this point on. When I say you can't say something, I mean you can't say it without contradicting yourself, okay? In a logical term, you can't say this and this without them contradicting one another.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like a functional definition of can't.
That's what we're using. All right. That's what I'm using from here on out. Thus, whenever you say you can, you're wrong.
Just for the record, when I say can't, what I actually mean is you definitely can. So just keep that in mind.
You can't fly without the aid of anything outside of you.
I think you can. Meaning, I agree, you can't. See, I switched the word meaning.
Don't do that.
Why? Okay. I'm just joking around now. Like, I'm really bullshitting this whole thing right now.
I know.
But,
so let's go into the definition of the word miracle. All right. It says a surprising and welcome event that is not explicable by natural or scientific law and is therefore considered to be the work of a divine agency. Another one, a highly improbable or extraordinary event. Highly improbable, not impossible.
Right.
Development or
accomplishment.
accomplishment.
If I were to say miracle,
that works with everything. Yeah. But even with the first one, a surprising and welcome event, that goes against your other one.
Like
that goes against
crackers and we don't need the minivac.
That's a miracle. Yeah. That is legitimately a miracle. No. I give that, even in your sense of the word, that's a miracle. An amazing product or achievement or an outstanding example of something. A machine was a miracle of design. All right. Origin Latin in mirus, which means wonderful. Latin mira, to wonder. It means a wonder, a marvel, etc. So the term a surprising and welcome event, that's the noun definition. Then it has a highly improbable, extraordinary event that developed or accomplished something that brings welcome consequences, very welcome consequences. Every definition has a positive annotation with it. So your definition of miracle is solely your definition. I forgot what the point of all this was, other than to prove that your definition was completely up to you, and we needed a new word other than miracle. I have
a private definition of the word random.
You do, but a miracle apparently also you have
the definition of the word random while we're at it.
But we've now established that your understanding of the word miracle.
Well, no, the connotation is different.
Your example of miracle was flawed.
Was to but also there's the reason I used it in a flawed way was because there wasn't an alternative word that I could go
Man.
to. It has the same definition. There's just not a connotation that I'm trying to use. I'm abandoning the connotation and just talking about the unlikelihood of the event.
Yeah, but miracle, according to definition, has a positive connotation.
Mm-hmm. Right. I defy that definition just for this purpose. For the purpose of trying to say what I want to say.
Made,
like it's
done,
okay to use
happening, or
words that way.
chosen without method or
Agree.
concise decision. That's adjective. Noun, an unknown, unspecified, or odd person.
These are very loose definitions.
These are very loose definitions. That's definite. Unfamiliar or unspecified.
Unfamiliar.
Odd, unusual,
That's
unexpected.
so not. Hey, Nick.
Germanic.
Jupiter. Ain't that random? It's so unfamiliar.
Made, done, happening, or chosen without method or concise decision.
Okay, so all of those things exist in the world.
Thus, now your definition of random is solely yours.
Okay. Good to know.
So your
So I
entire
guess we're done
argument is the basis of a thing that you've made up.
Okay.
And your misappropriation of a word.
I'm quite happy with this because now we can stop talking about it.
Yeah, because now we have proved random exists.
Yes.
The actual version of random.
By all definitions.
By all definitions of random and miracle.
I don't think you're satisfied with those definitions, though.
Those definitions suck. Those definitions are so arbitrary that they account for anything.
Other random philosophical shit?
Like what?
Why is there something rather than nothing?
That's a stupid argument.
It's not an argument. It's a question.
It's a stupid question.
Why is it stupid?
Because we invented both words.
Right.
If we just switched history and made everything nothing and nothing something, why is there nothing but not something?
That's also a good question, though.
It's not a good question.
I'm saying, look at everything.
You're asking why does everything exist?
Right. Why? Because we don't know, right? So there's not a hope to get an actual answer for this.
The thing is
why do you think?
in my belief, that question is flawed. I like to point out how I think a lot of things are flawed because that goes along with at least with how I view the question. Why is there something instead of nothing? That it has a purpose. That it has a purpose. All right? That there is something for a reason. And the thing is, by you saying the sentence, why is there something instead of nothing? There is nothing. In our definition of the word nothing, there is nothing. Nothing does exist at the same time. So thus, the question is inherently flawed. Why is there something and not nothing? But there is something and there is nothing.
What's meant by the question, though, Nick? Just don't be ingenuine about this. What's meant by the question is, why isn't there only nothing?
Why isn't there only nothing?
Right.
Unfortunately, the answer to that question is because matter exists.
No, that's just the evidence that there's something.
Why is there something instead of nothing? Let's go with just our universe. According to basic scientific belief, is because a black hole / white hole formed, thus creating a rip in the space-time continuum, thus sucking in matter from another dimension, pouring it into ours. That's why something exists. And why it's not just nothing. Now that chain of events might have occurred 10,000 times in that previous.
Black hole formed in the beginning.
Let's say a black hole formed in another parallel universe that then formed a white hole in our universe because a black hole is a rip in the space-time continuum. Thus,
that doesn't really answer the question, right?
That explains it for our universe.
For only our universe.
Only our universe. I don't go to other universes. Thus, I can't explain that, Nick.
Okay. But then, obviously you can't explain it.
I can't.
There was
I
no-
haven't been to
the
Nick.
point
I
wasn't to
haven't been to
explain
another
it.
universe. I can't explain that. But I did explain this
See,
universe.
here's why philosophical questions like, because I would probably give an answer just like you did. Here the reason philosophical questions like that don't work for us is because we don't say we believe things when we have no reason to say so.
We need reason
Like
behind it.
somebody else would be like, well, I think it's because this, even though I have no reason to think so. I would imagine that that's why it would be.
I don't like that.
We don't
principle.
do that.
No, we don't. My understanding of things has to be based behind something. I can't just be
You cannot replace an I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You can't. It's not
I
within your ability. Do you want to talk about abortion?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Is abortion murder?
Do you think is abortion murder? Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I would call it.
Is murder always bad? No.
I don't think I would call it murder.
Is murder always bad?
No.
Definitely not.
Does your murder has to be a human being? Or no? Because Crowder defines murder as
Taking of another life.
Taking
Let's leave it
with-
at that.
okay, that's how we're
Let's
defining
leave it. Murder
because
is
it has
taking another
it
life.
has a different connotation to it.
Let's
than
say
just
murder. Let's say murder for
Murder-
our terms
Mhm.
is taking another life with intent to take that life. Right?
Okay.
We're not going with like a legal definition of manslaughter or something like that.
Okay.
Murder is my goal is to stop that
And
thing
it doesn't
from
have
being
to
alive.
be like a bad intention.
No, it doesn't
It
have
could
to
be
be.
a good intention. It could be a
It
totally
could be like my
neutral
goal is
intention.
to kill this guy who's holding 10,000 a bunch of people hostage with a nuclear bomb.
Right.
Yeah, my goal is to kill him. Is my goal really
It's still
bad?
murder.
It is murder. I am going to save 10,000 people and
gonna
probably a
murder.
lot more. I'm going to sneeze now. I'm going to sneeze again.
But
Those
I
were
would,
very
I
loud,
would say
violent sneezes.
a microbe is a life.
Yes,
So if
very.
you kill a microbe, is that murder?
Yeah.
Okay. Under this this is the function of our definition.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. It
I'm
is
glad-
murder.
I'm glad. See, now that was so easy to establish.
Do we care
like
that it died?
refreshing.
No. Is that probably due to due to our culture and upbringing? Yes.
Or just because it would be completely ridiculous to care.
About every single microbe? Yes. You couldn't move. You couldn't breathe. You'd literally have
You
to
wouldn't-
kill yourself.
You would be too depressed all the time.
Actually, by killing yourself, you'd kill things.
Too many microbes.
You
so
kill
have to-
too many
you just have to live
microbes.
with surrounded by death that you care.
Think about it. You're not consciously aware of the rest of your body, like at all moments of time. Thus, you'd be killing most of you without it being aware. Technically, because it doesn't have consciousness.
Okay.
You're the being. You yourself
So,
are killing other parts of you.
So abortion is murder.
Abortion is murder, definitely.
Under this functional definition.
Yeah.
Which is really not that functional.
It's
When you
completely-
get down to microbes.
Do we care about the murder? That's the question.
If we don't
At
care
what point
about whether or not it's murder,
At what point do we care about the murder?
when
If I went hunting and I shot a deer on Long Island,
mhm,
how much would you care?
not much.
Yeah, especially considering Long Island has a very large deer population, considering a lot of deer starve to death.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't care that much. Now, other people, I was recently talking to a girl and she hit a deer with her car and she felt so terrible that the deer died.
I think we can agree in we're saying, right? that life doesn't have an intrinsic value.
No, it does not.
Life is only valuable when you have the cognition for it to feel valuable.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think that's when it would matter.
See, Steven Crowder had this argument with the girl with abortion, and he was saying how based on your viewpoints, her argument that life mattered depending on location.
I
Hers
I
was-
watched that.
It was so flawed. The whole the whole video.
I think there's a different the moral law, the moral argument of whether or not you should have abortion is different from the legal argument of whether or not we should legalize abortion.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you on almost every, not somebody should have an abortion. But I would, even if they shouldn't, I think there are certain times where they should still be allowed to.
The
Where
thing
you
is,
would
like,
disagree because you think that because they shouldn't, that it should
like,
be illegal.
Steven Crowder, his video, there was one point just pissed me off, where I'm like, wow, I think you're kind of like scum, just a little bit of scum.
Steven?
Yeah, I'm like,
What
I
did he
think
say?
like it was something along the regard of that, especially like
You
this
know what
was
annoys
this
me
was
with
a
him
definite
on the abortion
like
thing?
he was saying there should be no reason for it. He was like his argument that he was
Even
pro
with
life,
rape?
even with rape.
Yeah, I can't.
And I'm like, even if he said even if the mother's life is at risk, and I'm like, no, I draw the line there. I draw the line at consciousness to a degree. I draw the line at consciousness because I will gladly say, and I don't care what anybody says, that something that has not yet been born, that is within a few months of gestation,
It wasn't
does
all
not
in our head, just so you know, because that was really
does not compare
do that
to
anymore.
something that has been around for decades.
Yeah.
The baby's life that has only been growing for 2 months, his life, her life, its life, whatever. If you're one of those people that doesn't want to assign gender at birth, you want to label it gender X because you're retarded. Its life does not matter as much as hers. She is the reason. Is the reason for it existing. The guy supplied this.
Even if it's intentional or not.
The guy supplied the sperm, but without her, it couldn't have formed.
So I showed you Matt Dillon, right?
He probably did.
He
I don't like that he doesn't believe abortion should be okay in any situation. I don't like that. If somebody's gonna die if they have a baby, or if the baby, someone got raped and now you're forcing them, and he didn't like to say that he's forcing her to go through this. I'm like, yes, you are. If you are making it illegal for them to not go through this, you are forcing them to go through this. You are giving them no other option. Even though that there is another option, you are saying that is not. I don't like that one bit. Especially having met people who were raped. I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's not okay in my book.
Yeah.
Based on that point alone, abortion should be legal, especially in certain scenarios.
I agree.
This is so easy. So much better than random.
Have you heard the bodily rights argument on abortion, though?
What's that?
So this is why I said that there's a difference between saying whether or not it's moral or whether or not it should be legal or illegal, is because of the bodily rights argument, which is that no matter how immoral it is to abort the child, it should be legal, because to make it illegal would be to violate an essential human right, which is the right to your own body. So even if it's totally immoral and you are killing the child is depending on your body, and you have the right to decide
control
what happens with your body.
Yep.
So you're totally immoral, but it should still be legal because it is your right.
I think it's also very immoral to force something upon someone else.
Yeah.
Especially something that I'm like, here, you want to force them? Here's the rule. I'm going to apply this. Let's do this as a hypothetical scenario. All right. Man or a woman, especially it'd be really worse if you are a man. Holy crap. You die. Man or a woman, you say abortion should not be illegal. Completely hypothetical scenario. Now you're raped. Now you're pregnant. Even if you're a guy. You just had a guy rape you right up the ass.
And now you're pregnant.
And now you're pregnant.
Now you're dude pregnant.
You are dude pregnant.
Did I tell you about the vagina lady in Africa? There's a lady in
Yes,
Africa.
she got stabbed with a
in the
knife.
Stomach, and
She
then
got
pregnant
stabbed.
from the cum on the knife.
Why was he coming on a knife?
It's who knows?
Okay, but as we were saying, terrible, terrible, terrible scenario. You now have to go through that. You have to go through labor. You have to go through the 9 months or more.
Yeah.
And now, guys, your asshole is just ripped to shreds.
Not mine. Mine stretches.
I don't want to know why you know that.
I don't. I'm just saying it.
The maximum poop size you have ever had is probably that in diameter.
That seems
Maximum.
accurate.
Now, a baby's head is like that. I want you to put this up your butt.
With enough practice, Nick, anything is possible.
I'm going to open this. Now you're going to put it up your butt.
Oh, gosh. Can you imagine?
All right.
Who told you I did that?
I wonder why it smelled weird.
Just dip some cucumbers in it.
Oh, yeah.
And then have yourself some
Go through
slices.
that. If you're going to force that on someone, go through it yourself.
Yeah, I don't understand.
You don't have the right to tell someone
Also, if the woman's
in
life
this
is at
regard.
risk, right,
Yeah,
it's
especially
not
when her
pro-life
life
anymore.
No, it's pro another
it's
life.
Pro-baby.
It's pro-baby.
It's pro-baby over pro-person who already exists.
And in the words of my
Which
other friend,
doesn't make sense,
children
'cause
are just
why?
tiny Hitlers.
Like, who's gonna?
That's what my friend says. He just says children are tiny
Here's a
Hitlers.
really interesting
Wow.
question in general. When is it okay to kill? Just in general, like that's a really specific question. It deserves a good answer, like a well thought out answer, because there are definitely some times where, and I think it's an individual. It's a question.
It is a
for
very
the
individual thing. Here's the thing. If I'm dealing with a guy that's holding this guy,
Mhm.
the reason why he has